Welcome to Spilling Secrets with Sophie. I'm your host, Sophie Berkman, and today I'm joined by two very special guests, Ashlyn, Brady, and Evelyn Kraber. Yay! Welcome to the show, guys.
So excited to be here, yeah.
I can tell, wow. Okay, well on today's show we will be talking all things journalism and them being EICs. Ashlyn was the EIC for the 2024-2025 school year, and Evelyn will be the EIC for 2025 to 2026 school year. So that's like so exciting. It's like passing the torch almost, like this episode. How is for you guys, how is the feeling of like realizing, oh, I'm EIC, like once you got that list, like what was that feeling like for you guys?
I think it's just really weird. Because it's a mix of like, okay, I know I put so much hard work in, I trust Miss Whitaker and I trust myself, but also it's kind of like, oh wow, like I actually gotta, take charge, do this. So I think it's just like a weird mix of feelings.
Yeah, honestly, it's definitely that feeling of, oh my gosh, this is actually happening, this is actually real, like all of the effort that I've put in since freshman year, it's paying off, and obviously it would have been paying off if I hadn't gotten it, but it kind of was nice to like get that recognition of like this is someone who cares a lot and really wants to, work to take the publication farther or something.
Awesome. Okay, so Evelyn, I know a little bit about your journey and how you really wanted EIC for a long time, and you worked really hard for it. But Ashlyn, I don't know a ton about your story because I wasn't on staff last year. So,
yeah.
Did you know the entire year that you wanted to be EIC? Did you know your entire time in journalism that you wanted to be EIC, or was it kind of like when applications came around, you were just like, I'm going to go for it?
Yeah, I think my situation was kind of similar to Evelyn's. Evelyn was an assistant copy ed. First year on staff. I was an assistant news ed first year on staff. But I think, even when applications were first pushed out last year, I wasn't entirely sure. I think I had a lot of support from obviously Miss Whitaker, but also staffers too. And I think that's really important. And I think that's really kind of what pushed me. I was a little unsure, but I think, part of that is excitement too as well.
Your jobs in the past, 2-3 years, they were assistant news ed, and then you were
Features ed,
and then EIC, and then you were assistant copy, features and managing, and then EIC. How do you think those jobs prepared you to be EIC?
I mean, managing was definitely, I think that definitely prepared me more than being features did, because the most of what I did felt more like I was doing it as my managing role than more of my features ed role, because I was reading over everything anyways, and that's the big thing that you do as a section ed. And I think that really taught me the importance of communicating with staffers and making sure you know when stuff is going on, and so when stuff is going up and where people are at with their stories. And so doing that did it prepared me for the amount of communication that being an EIC is going to take, and then also allowed me to connect with all the people on staff, realize that talking to people doesn't have to be terrifying. And I think I did a lot more writing this year, and I think all those things definitely prepared me.
Yeah, for sure. I think managing ed definitely prepares you for EIC more than features does. But I would say features is probably one of our biggest sections. So I think in that sense, it's a little bit more responsibility, and that prepares you a little bit more. But I think you nailed it with the managing ed position too.
All right, you're going to college obviously next year. Do you plan on continuing to do any sort of journalism in college, or are you what are you majoring in? What are your plans?
Yeah. For right now, I'm not planning on joining the publication. I'm not majoring in journalism either. Right now I did direct admission into the business school. I don't know exact major right now. We'll kind of figure that out as I go. And yeah, right now I'm not planning on doing journalism, but who knows? Maybe I'll get in first semester and I'll be like, man, you know, life is just not fun without journalism. So I think I'll just kind of make that decision as I go as well.
You obviously have another year of high school, but like thinking kind of far ahead, do you think you want to continue journalism?
Definitely. Like, with the state of journalism right now and the state of the government, like, I don't know if being a journalist is necessarily something I want to do or not, but it's something I'm considering. And I definitely want to keep writing in high school and in high school. Definitely want to keep writing in college for like what I can, depending on what's offered. Yeah, like Ashlyn said, we're figuring it out as I go, but it's definitely something I think I still want to do.
Do you have any ideas of where you might want to go to college?
Don't even ask me that, bro!
No? Like, no? It's not even on your radar?
I'm not putting my full college list out on the internet right now. That's not happening.
Is Iowa an idea?
Yes. Like,
Not your top choice?
I want to get out of here.
That's real. How did you decide to go to Iowa?
I think there were just so many factors. My kind of philosophy, my oldest sister went to college when I was 9, so I've kind of been always thinking about it. My philosophy was like, hey, if I don't know my major, I'm not going anywhere but Iowa. I just kind of saw that as, for me personally, that would be a waste of money. I don't think for everyone that's the situation. And, you know, also I have about a year of dual enrollment credits. That's a whole heck of a lot of money saved, and it doesn't go to a lot of other colleges. And also, I feel like people just overlook Iowa because, you know, drive down the road and we're there, right? But, you know, you still get a good education there. The business school is ranked. They've got great opportunities, great hiring rate, all that stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of my main decision.
Cool. Okay. Moving on to some of your, like, outside of journalism activities. Evelyn, how did you, like, get into lights? Because Evelyn is lights crew chief for Theater West. How did you get into that whole atmosphere, you know?
Okay, so I initially thought that I wanted to act. I know, wild, y'all, wild. But in 8th grade, I got up all my courage and
You're not getting into Crimson House Murder?
no, hold on, there's a story.
Okay.
And I signed up to audition. Auditions had to get rescheduled. I forget why. They were moved later. The day before auditions, I got an email from Miss Darby, who was the director, and said, Evelyn, I want you to be the stage manager with Gwen. And I paced around my room for like an hour, and I was like, do I audition? Do I stage manage? What do I do? And I made the decision to become a stage manager, and it was a lot of fun. And my job for that show was calling cues, so I called cues for lights and sound specifically. And so I worked a lot with my close friend Anna Greenlee, and she was the light board operator, and ended up low-key being the designer too. But yeah, she ended up doing that, and freshman year I was like, okay, I'm going to do this again. I ended up joining Beauty and the Beast. We were very torn between lights and sound. I know, also wild. But Anna's sister, Elena Greenlee, was the crew chief of sound, and she was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not joining my sister's crew. So we ended up joining lights. Loved it, and here we are.
Gosh, that's fun. Wow. That's a cool story. I could not imagine you being an actor. Oh my gosh, that's I'm sorry, but that's hilarious. Ashlyn, what are some of your favorite things to do, like, outside of journalism?
I think, you know, this is where I really dropped the ball in high school. I kind of like before freshman year, I quit competitive dance because I was like, okay, I'm gonna try different activities, join different clubs. Yeah, that never happened. I was too scared. I was too chicken. So this is really where I dropped the ball. But like outside of like activity-wise, I'm hanging out with my friends, my family, reading when I can, when I have the brain power after school. Yeah, I feel like I always just pick up a random hobby.
That's fun. That's like good. I feel like that's like a good way to do stuff without having a lot of pressure. Like you're not involved, but you like do stuff. I don't know. Kind of, it's like me, twin. Okay, kind of random question. It's Teacher Appreciation Week. So, question: who was your favorite teacher in all of your time at West? Or you can name a couple if you want.
Miss Barnhouse, Miss McEgan, Miss Whitaker. My goats for real.
Yeah. Miss Whitaker for sure. She dealt with me for 4 years, multiple class periods a day. She's just so wonderful. Also Miss Ramatala. I had her 2 years for math, and thank God, because would have been rough. Yeah, she's so nice as well.
Okay. Obviously, I would hope that you guys have watched the last 2 episodes of Spilling Secrets, since, you know, you kind of have to.
I watched some of them. I swear I watched some of it. Right?
Wow, that worst EIC ever. Just kidding, guys. Didn't mean that. What were your favorite parts about those episodes? Or what could I do different, you know?
The wing one was just so funny.
Oh, I'm tearing up a little bit. Oh my god.
Like, the concept was so funny, but then the fact that it's, like, only a one and done episode is so funny to me.
The kick with, like, the last wing we ate that was, like, super spicy,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't feel the kick till we were, like, done. And we were crying, running through the hallways, trying to put things back, and it was so funny, but it was so much fun.
Yeah, I remember walking to class with Gianna after that. It was just so funny. And then Jack and Ava, I feel like that was kind of similar.
It was a longer episode for sure. Less, like, it's more like talking and then less stuff, you know. But that was fun because Ava and I are in yearbook together, and Jack is a kind of interesting guy, I guess. Sorry, Jack, he's not gonna watch this. He didn't even watch the last episode, but yeah, these are always fun to make.
I think you need to bring back the food. I want free food when I'm doing this.
Oh, our editor was very persistent about having you guys try bulldog ramen, but she's not here. Abby, come back, please. We need you. Please get back.
Abby and Anna really wanted us to try to do bulldog, and
we're lost.
So there's part of me that's like, I love free food, but I have white people spice tolerance. Like
that was my excuse. I was saying I don't know if we can do that because look at these guys. Come on. No offense to either of you, but like, come on.
Yeah.
I feel like that wouldn't go well.
You know what? That's so bad.
It would have been fun.
I'm also just the pickiest eater.
Yeah, but I would have died.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, anything else you want to say to our viewers at home?
Join West Side Story.
Yeah, join West Side Story. Keep checking in on coverage.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yes, please do,
sure.
guys.
Yeah.
All of us.
The publication is in great hands, so keep checking in.
Yeah, and guys, if you are watching this, please let us know any upcoming seniors, so juniors, that you would love to see on the show. We need some people for next year, so email us at westsidestorypaper.org
at gmail.com.
At Gmail. Okay, westsidestorypaper at gmail.com. Guys, thank you for watching. It was so nice talking to you guys. We'll see you next time.